Good bass. Good keeper.
Who that?
Hey, good morning, Abel.
Hey, what's up, dude? Is this gonna work or what?
I don't know, man. See. So at this point, I get to one of the spots I wanted to start on. One of the areas where I found a lot of fish. I know for sure I couldn't get there, but the starting spot, I was able to see it, and it wasn't protected. I thought it was going to be protected since it is the creek mouth. It was just completely blown up. I can get to it. It's just that I won't be able to stay there very long, because if I was to spot lock anywhere out there, my trolling motor would be running at full throttle all the time, and it would kill my battery. I decided to just come back, meet up with John inside the creek mouth, and maybe go somewhere else. Right away I noticed you can't turn around in these kind of conditions in a kayak. If you turn around, it will just roll you. If you get caught on the side, these big old wakes will just roll you, especially with the wind pushing really hard. You know, you got all your rods in the back, everything's sitting really high, so you're like a big sail, and everything just wants to roll you. So the way I had to come back was the same way I went out, right? So I was facing into the wind and letting it drift me back into the ramp area. And anytime I got an opportunity when the waves were a little smaller, I was able to cut at an angle and then get some distance. So I had to cut at an angle, go back out further, and then turn into the waves and then let it drift me backwards. And then every time when it kind of died down, I would reverse all the way back in. So I was always facing into the wind for majority of the time coming back in. That way I don't get rolled over. And you know, at this point I'm not even sitting on my seat, I'm just sitting on the floor of the kayak, just so that I have a little bit better control of my balance, and I don't get that feeling where I'm gonna get tipped over if I get caught off guard. But once I did get closer to the ramp, you know, I turned around, I went straight in, and these were just the smaller stuff that was, you know, that was just slowly hitting the mouths. And even then I was feeling like I was gonna get rolled over. All right, I'm back.
I'm glad you beat
it.
I was like, wait a minute. So, they say that the oaks are calm.
Yeah? Wanna run over there?
Yeah.
I'd go anywhere right now, other than out there.
Dude, I was watching you out there and you like disappeared. And
Dude, the freaking the waves are taller than me.
I know. I was like,
all right, let's get out of here, John.
I wouldn't go out.
No.
Don't go out.
We're dying too.
Just about like 10 gallons. Let's go. You good? You good to go, John? Alright. When times are tough, you can catch them on this 2.8 Kayak, first gen jaw dropper. Take these little guys off. It's so cold. Alright guys, first keeper today, 14 inches. Ah. Maybe 13 probably. It's not gonna keep. 13 inches. A long jerk bait. Jeez, I don't think he's gonna keep. Alright. Oh, maybe he might keep. Alright guys, keeper number 2, 14 inches. Alright. You know, I'm actually very surprised we got 2 keepers. You guys, man, the conditions have just been all over the place these last 2 days, and man, today I had the craziest experience on the water, how windy it was. So, you know, we just came to an area where we saw that was a little bit more calmer from the road. and yeah, we decided to launch here. But you know, it's hard to, you know, I did see all those fish up in the north area, the north section, which is, you know, around the state park. It just, man, I could get to my spot, but the downside is I don't know if I'll be able to stay there because, you know, when I was going full throttle and I was barely making any distance at all. You know, I was full gas into my trolling motor and it was barely going over those big old wakes. So there isn't much place you can tuck in over there. That's a keeper. Fat this guy is probably 14 inches, hopefully. 3 guys, 14 inches. Gotta check every one of them. 13 and a half. Keeper. Don't gotta be big. If I could keep catching like this all day, I'll be happy. I guess 14 and a half. Thanks, but at least I'm catching, so Not complaining. Yes. At least we can get bites. All that matters. All right. That was a mess. Usually these ones come off. Usually when they hook like that and you're reeling it this way, they usually come off. And yeah, not even hooked really. That is an absolute tanker for me. It's a good 15 incher. Gee, there would be someone in all these little ones. And if they're keep the size to 12 inches and up, I might have been doing pretty good with all the little ones I've been catching. Alright guys, that's a good one for today, 16.25. Another one, 12 incher. I gotta get out of here, these are small ones. Wanted to let the other spot cool down first. We're going back over there. We gotta come check some of this other stuff. Sucks that there's only small ones right here. Alright guys, a little midday update. We figured something out today. Haven't done this during practice, but when I was mid-strolling, I noticed how the fish were reacting. I started throwing a rip bait and gave those fish a little bit more time to come up for it and get a good look at it. And trigger those fish with the spots. But other than that, you know, pretty happy with what I had. You know, today's better than all of our previous days. So finding things on the go and just really throwing a rip bait, getting a lot of attention by a lot of smaller fish. But for this tournament, all we need are just 14 inches. It would be nice to catch a big one, but I'm not complaining since I'm getting bites. It is a tough bite. If you're not on them, it's just, you're not getting any random bites here and there. So we're going to keep grinding away and see if we can get a few more keepers to finish the day off with a solid bag to hopefully make top 10 or something like that. But stay tuned, guys. There's fish. Yes, sir. Couldn't find my bait on scope, but felt and I hit it. Really wanted it. Another good one. 15 incher, 15 and a half maybe? It's a decent one, guys. 16 inches. $13 inches. That's a keeper. Yes, that's a keeper. Man, that's a lot of work for one keeper. Maybe close, just really fat. Nice. Alright guys, 14 inches. That's a keeper. What? That one's a keeper. Nope. Thought it was gonna be a keeper. Dude, man, this wind is really annoying. It just blows in all directions. You just spin in circles. Man, it's really hard to set up when this wind just pushing you all over the place and you spot lock, but it turns you around and then you set up right and all of a sudden, you know, facing the wrong way again. You know? But I'm kind of changing it up. I want to underspin right now. I already had 2 pretty quick bites on it after they stopped biting that jerk bait. Man, Kayak just hasn't been that nice to me this year, so hoping in the next few events up here I can do well. See if you can do this wind, dude. Face this way again.
What'd you do, Damian?
Bunch of little ones. You?
Bunch of little ones.
Is that what we all got? A bunch of little ones? Those 10 to 13 inches were biting hell a lot today, dude.
Yeah, they're hella aggressive.
They were just munching, dude.
Yeah, they were. As soon as you dropped in front of them, they would eat it.
I got 8 keepers, but nothing big.
Hella good.
Oh, I know you got them.
You watch them?
Heck no. I smashed the small ones for sure.
that takes care of that. Kayak City was able to.
Alright guys, that is gonna be it for Clear Lake. I'm here at the Airbnb with the boys. They're in the house. The tournament is over, so we did cash a pretty good check. We ended up all the way up in 6th place with all our little dinks. We'll take that compared to our practice. Practice was extremely rough for us, so we ended up cutting up a check, which is nice. Can't complain about that. So rough fishing for us, but you know, all in all, it turned out pretty well for us. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Clear Lake. Play just not giving us any big fish this year so far. So, but other than that, guys, that is gonna be a wrap for this video. Once again, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys on the next one.